Hey, Steve Zalunardo here with REMAX Experts, Zalunardo Associates. Happy Monday morning. Just a real quick update on the market and current inventory. We're down 6% since last week. Last week we reported 22,888 units. As of this morning, we're at 21,591 units. Just remember the height of this, we're at 27,000 units, so we shed off like 5,000 units in the last, let's say, 3 to 4 months, which is great. Sales dipped a bit, about 9% since last week, which is fine. It's kind of stationed between that 7, 8, 900 units per week every 7 days, so that's pretty stationed. What we're finding now obviously is in the market as a whole, if you kind of look at it in particular areas, is bidding wars are back, which is quite crazy. I think it's nuts, but they're here already. It's obviously a pent-up demand for buyers, and they're coming out hard. Mike had an offer on a property for a client last week, and they had 34 offers on it. It ended up getting, I think, up to $2.1 million from 1.5. And to be honest, when you looked on paper, it's maybe worth like 1.7 to 1.8. It wasn't. I mean, you kind of look at the comps around 1.7 to 1.8 would have been the market value. It gets an offer for 2.1. Seller disapproves the 2.1 and wants 2.2, which is super greedy, clearly, and didn't sell, which is crazy. So 34 offers, 600,000 over asking, probably 200 to 300 over market, and the seller didn't take the offer, which is nuts. Yeah, we're seeing that. We had obviously a few of our listings, we set them up for bidding wars, and they sold quite well. We had to do one bully offer came in, so we kind of went with it, and 3 to 4 offers in on that sold about 200 over asking. And that was probably in and around market, maybe 25,000 more than what it should have sold for. And yeah, everything's kind of up right now, and that's even just talking about the 905. So the 416 will be obviously more of a rush currently right now. Condos still kind of slow, clearly. That's just oversaturation, and also obviously pricing for investors. Usually investors would buy these condos. Nothing makes sense with the rental income to offset the expenses, so those are kind of sitting stagnant. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And obviously this is all due to the interest rates being dropped down from the Feds in the last year, this aggressive drop downs. So if you kind of see this, what I used to do is I used to screen capture TD's posted rates, because if you don't do that, it changes. You never get the history of it. So what I do is I screenshot it. So this was shot January 29, 2024, so earlier this year, and we're in December, so this is a 12-month cycle. You kind of get an idea where we were at the beginning of this year and we are currently right now. So if you look at the 3-year fixed close, this is just about 1% difference right now. Let's look at something more traditional, what more buyers would be locking into, which would be a 5-year close. That's at 5.09%. It was at 5.69% earlier this year, so 60 basis point. But remember, this rate here is a posted rate. Once you deal with brokers, they buy it down. This probably would get down to the low 4s currently right now. It's even seeing rates at the high 3s, depending which financial institute you're going to be using. And this was the big daddy right here, is the prime rate, the posted rate here. So it's 6.1% from 7.35%, so it's 1.2% lower than, let's say, earlier this year, clearly. And this is the rate that your line of credit will work on if you're getting loans for vehicles and stuff like that. I know we tried to get we're just looking at a new vehicle just to see if we were going to get into one or not, and it's quite crazy here in the States too. Like, their rates are much more higher than in Canada. This is kind of what's holding back the market just a bit right now, even though we're still moving product pretty decently. A little slow, to be honest, but it's still moving pretty decently. But once the rates do come down, like similar to Canada, we'll have like a big influx of pent-up demand with buyers buying up everything. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please reach out. We'll be happy to take your calls. Bye-bye.